So, The Last Jedi is trending on Twitter, again, for all of the reasons you'd expect. But I absolutely love The Last Jedi, and it took Luke Skywalker from a character that I really liked to my all-time favorite character in the entire series. Look, I get it. The original trilogy is my favorite trilogy. I love it so much for what it is. Simplistic, mythic storytelling that follows the hero's journey to a fucking T. But there's only so far you can take a story like that, and a character like that. Luke Skywalker ended the original trilogy as a beacon of hope. Yeah, that's beautiful. But it's a lie. Luke Skywalker wasn't a symbol. He was a man. And he was constantly under the pressure of an entire galaxy's expectations for him to live up to that symbol, that beacon of hope. I don't know why this is a concept that everyone understands about Batman, but when you apply it to Luke Skywalker, everybody loses their minds. There are a million in-universe reasons for Luke to make the decisions that he made. He constantly lived in the shadow of what his father had done, another chosen one who crumbled under the weight of the pressure of bearing a title like that. The doctrine of the Jedi that had been passed down to him was the bastardized version from the Clone Wars. But none of that really matters because any writer could write any in-universe reasons for a character to do anything, which is why in-universe rationale is the weakest defense of any story. The greater point is that Rian Johnson was intentionally trying to continue the theme of legacy. And what becomes of a hero once he's won the day? Because even when we achieve incredible things, none of us are flawless heroes all the time. And The Last Jedi laughs in the face of the hero's journey for being what it is, which is just a fairy tale. Sure, we'd all like to believe that we're all capable of being the best version of ourselves all the time, and all we have to do is get there, and then we've won. But the truth is, one minute you can be riding high after blowing up the Death Star, and the next minute, a moment of doubt can crush everything. And the worst part is, this character is so good and so pure that his momentary failure weighs so heavily on him that he truly believes that the universe is better off without him. Because Luke was never running away for selfish reasons. He was genuinely afraid that he couldn't trust himself to do the right thing after that. And again, his story beautifully mirrors his own master, Yoda, who was widely regarded to be one of the greatest and wisest Jedi that ever lived, but made such a fucking terrible mistake that the entire galaxy fell under Sith control and fascism. So he went into isolation and got a little kooky. There are so many themes that The Last Jedi explores that I think are beautifully done and perfectly on brand for Star Wars. But Luke's journey is my absolute favorite. Getting to see a character like Luke that meant so much to me growing up. A character that will always do the right thing and has one of the purest hearts in all of storytelling. Lose faith in himself and everything he believes in to such an extreme means a lot to anyone who's ever struggled with self-doubt. Because if someone as strong as Luke Skywalker can lose themselves so thoroughly sometimes, maybe it's okay that the rest of us do too. And watching him finding his way back to himself and all the people he left behind means so much. Not to mention that the force projection he pulled off is one of the strongest feats in canon. And even though he doubted himself, he died the hero that everyone always knew that he was.